Hey everyone, welcome to more Platypus Con coverage here on day 3. Things are getting wild and crazy, at least with my voice. It is starting to wear out, but I'm so happy that we were able to do some coverage here with local, well, semi-local game designer Michael Dunsmore. Welcome to the con, Michael. How are things going?
Oh, hey, thank you. This is my first time coming to Platypus Con, and as someone who grew up in Alaska and still spends quite a bit of time here, I was very excited to be able to come to an actual local Alaska State event. And boy, this place surpassed all of my expectations. Just the amount of people and the game library and the friendliness. It's just blew me away so far.
Yeah, this is above and beyond what I think both of us expected out of local Alaska conventions when we were growing up. You grew up in the Anchorage area, right?
I did, yeah. I'm from Anchorage. I grew up in South Anchorage. I went to Stellar there for school, and
Go Chugiak Mustangs. So were you a Bosco's rat like I was, hanging out all the time? I guess that would be Bosco's Diamond for you.
Yeah, no, I was definitely big into Bosco's. As a young preteen teenager, I could actually walk to the Spenard store from school, and so often after school, I would just walk over to Bosco's and spend my afternoons there.
Man, that is the best. For those of you who don't know, Bosco's is a veritable institution in Anchorage, and gaming really was the hub of gaming and anime and comic books and sports cards, but we don't really care about those, or at least I don't really care about those right now. So anyway, I wanted to talk to you about this design that you have upcoming. Is this your first release that's going to be published?
Yeah, absolutely. This is We Need to Talk. It's going to be released from Smirk Laughter Games. And yeah, this is a co-design with a couple designer friends of mine, and it is my first product on the market, and I am super excited about it, yeah.
First game and you're already with Smirk and Dagger. Well, Smirk and Laughter, which is an imprint of Smirk and Dagger. That's awesome. We've had Kurt on the show before. I really like Kurt. I really like the game company. We're actually having some demos of Tower of Madness over there, so we have other Smirk and Dagger representation. Now, how did you wind up pitching this game to him, or was it something he sought you out for?
No, that's a great question. Actually, once we had the finished prototype and the idea, we specifically wanted to show it to him. He has his product line, and his whole business model is really around games that have emotional context to them. And originally that was the very aggressive take that, and then with the new line, it's a little more open, but it's things that give you a unique emotional feel. And with this game, that's what we thought was different from other party games in the genre. So we sought him out. In this case, I went to Gen Con, and I asked him if I could sit down with his crew and play the game, and we played the game, and then he called me like a week later and was like, hey, can I sign this? So
if I know anything about game designers from having done this podcast thing for like the last 2 years, it's that every game designer has about a bajillion ideas going on at once. So do you have other things in the works? Are you working on some other designs that you're going to be doing some pitches, or do you actually have some other publishing games on the horizon?
Yes, I'm. As you're right, I have plenty of projects in my pocket. I cannot officially announce anything yet, but I should have a Q4 Kickstarter with another publisher at the end of this year. That hasn't been announced yet, so I shouldn't say anything. And then I do have another game that's probably a 2020 release also that's still hush-hush.
Well, that's awesome. Now, this game, We Need to Talk. I saw this getting played yesterday, and it sounds like you're going to be doing some demos today on it, and people were loving it. It sounds like it has some emotional resonance, but it's also a hilarious game, and probably because of that emotional resonance. But also, like, it is shocking that you guys got the artist behind Dr. Katz, right?
Yeah, so that's full credit to Kurt on that one. We had a conversation about art direction, and he immediately had that idea. And he was like, do you remember Dr. Katz? And we're like, yeah, that would. And he was like, I don't know if I can get them, but I'm going to find out. And yeah, he contacted the animator, and she was really excited. She'd never done a game before. And so we have these wacky quasi-squiggle vision characters to be looking stern at you on all your cards, telling you about the problems you're having, which is pretty cool.
Well, the game looks awesome. Just for the game designers out there in the audience, can you give me just like one little nutshell of a complication, a challenge, something in the design process that you had to overcome as a hurdle, and what the subsequent breakthrough was?
Wow, that is a really good question. I would say the biggest hurdle with this game is the concept of your friends are going to try to help you with your ridiculous problem was the core gem of the game from the start. And that was, while that's most of the gameplay, that took the least amount of development. The most development time in this game was then, how do you make a scoring mechanism system that gamers are going to want to engage with that incentivizes the behavior you want to see at the tabletop? And we spent a lot of time, my co-designer and myself, Kurt, going through different iterations of how we can get the players to feel the incentives we want them to feeling of like, I want to be helpful, but I don't want to be too blunt. But I also really want you to figure it out. And the other player being like, I really want to figure it out. And that just took iteration after iteration after iteration. And one of the big breakthroughs, I think, for that was we originally had like a micro list of all the things we think you should get points for in this game. And then figured out that we could combine all of those things into a single token passing mechanic so that we have one pool of tokens and it just gets passed around. And so it kind of organically pays out for all those different things without players knowing they're being paid for those behaviors, which was now pretty much made the final game to be fun and engaging for both intro gamers and hobby gamers. So.
Well, it sounds awesome. I'm so thrilled that I got to meet you at the con. Everyone in the audience, be on the lookout for We Need to Talk by Smirk Laughter, hopefully Q1 2019 here. Where can people find out more about your stuff, your oeuvre, your whole shtick? Where can people find you, Michael?
Yes, so the best place to find me and where I post about all my game designs, all my prototypes I'm working on, playtesting, is my Twitter. You can find me at @Dunsmore Games. And then if you want to get We Need to Talk, it's already up at smirkandlaughter.com, and you can pre-order it now.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for watching our coverage. Thank you so much to Platypus Con for letting us set up the Cardboard Herald booth here.
If you enjoyed this video, we have all kinds of other reviews, interviews, and recommendations via writing, podcasts, and video here on our channel and website cardboardherald.com. Our content is audience supported, so if you want to show your support, please visit our Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Cardboard Herald.